Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Wiley Show. We are live. I'm inside while the house is quiet. I have a busy day today, but I had a lot of stuff to address on this beautiful morning. Of course, we had to talk about our bankruptcy that we had to file in our 20s, and a blessing happened. Someone felt bad that we have to take the train. They felt as though that we should take the plane, and they made sure that we were able to get on the plane from now on. So we will take our last train ride, praise God, and we will be on the plane to travel around this country. I travel a lot. We already booked our Vegas flight, booked that first class. We booked our Dallas flight, first class. Truly amazing. And you never know who watches your show. You never know who's going to help because we desperately need the help, and we appreciate the help. I was shocked that this happened, surprised, and I didn't believe it until I saw the confirmation number and I saw my name in the confirmation app, and beautiful place, and it's just amazing. Right? They did it out of the goodness of their heart because they love the Wiley Show, because they didn't know that I took the train a lot. They thought I were playing, and I was like, no, I take the train. The reason why we take the train is because it's cheaper than the airlines. I was paying almost $400 because you have to get extra leg room, because you have to pay to check your bags, and all of that. That's to and from, because you're coming from an expensive market, Chicago, and Dallas is an expensive market, and so you have to pay. And so I found that the train was cheaper, but now the train, because of the summer months, even the train is going up, but it's still a little bit cheaper than flying, maybe about $40-$60 cheaper, but that is going up, right? So, but it's a blessing, because you never know who's watching your show and who is supportive of your show, who's helping you. And I love that. And I never thought that I would have a show where people were talking about me, because it was a situation where people were saying, oh, we're not going to mention Wiley's name. Y'all remember that? We're not going to mention Wiley's name. Wiley has been blackballed, and truly God shifted that. And now you can Google my name, and my name is being talked about. And a lot of people would say, well, is it good? I said, yes, because if they're not talking about you, you're not relevant. All right. If they're not trying to expose personal things about you, you're not relevant. I mean, in this particular second, you go through it, and it made me a stronger person. It made me like, oh my gosh, I'm on my way. More name recognition. I'm meeting different people that I've never seen before in our show, and showing support. People, new folks that just became a viewer of the show. Give me a second. Let me drink some of this coffee. Went back to view old material, and which is great. I was just mentioning some people in this magazine, the Southside Drive, and a person that is a fan of Yvette immediately reached out to me, a supportive of Yvette and her son. Literally reached out to me just by mentioning this magazine. I got DMs. So the show is definitely growing. Now, I'm not perfect. I don't think you would not find a perfect person on this internet. We all have imperfect, we all are not perfect. But without all that, I am entertaining. And that's something I credit myself, because this is a fact, that I am extremely entertaining. And I love that. And the show is gaining more structure. And so when I watch old interviews, and I see old interviews, and I watch these old interviews, I mean, it's so good. I mean, if I laugh at myself, I know somebody else is laughing, because it takes something to make me laugh. And I even laugh at the jokes I'm actually laughing at in live video. And I appreciate that. Like, the love is just so real. And the people that I've seen all over this country, because we have traveled, Chicago, Dallas, we're going to Atlanta sometime this year. We also been going to New York. So I'm touching and feeling the pulse of the fans. And it's just such an amazing thing to really get to know the people and touching the people. People would say about Dallas, they would say, oh my gosh, he only had 3-4 people show up, which is fine. Because I would never feel ashamed of meeting my people. If you get on the bus or a train or in your car, you want to meet me, I would meet you. I am not deterred by the amount of people. I just love when you come and support the Wiley Show. And so one thing that I do to my competitors in this particular sector, other than two that watch, Lovely T and Tasha, exempting them, I go and meet my people. I go and I meet them, and I have a beautiful time with them. I'm not going to wait until 90 or 100 people show up. I'm going to see them now, the 5 to 10, because when I go to the next level, that it is going to be so easy to attract them, whatever I do, because they were with me in humble beginnings when I was the underdog. That is shifting, because one day I will not be the underdog. My content is not the underdog type of content. It's just so good. You can compare me with the leading top acts, and I can go toe-to-toe with them. But one day I will no longer be the underdog. That is shifting. One day I would be a person that is leading. One day I will not be the underdog, and that will change. And you will hear this, and I'm just going to get it started. Wiley change. Wiley he's no longer the same. He's not the Wiley that I'm used to. There will be some change. When you get some success, you start to change. You shouldn't completely change. You know what I'm saying? But it will be some changes, right? I mean, one of the changes I used to do, I used to get on the phone and talk to all of my supporters for hours and hours and hours. But I couldn't do that anymore because it was just so many people. It was no longer 1 or 2 people. It was leading to about 5 to 10 phone calls a day. And I can no longer give each person a couple of hours. That's just 24 hours in a day. I need to spend quality time. So I started and said, hey, if you want to get on the phone with me and have a one-on-one conversation, you have to pay for that time. Not because it's just for money, but because I just don't have the time to give to everybody that one-on-one type of time. And if you need advice, I can't just spend time with you for hours and then go spend time with that person for hours, and then also my personal life. So we charge, and that's how that goes. So when I just open it up and I'm laying out the foundation about being on this internet and how the growth and how we're growing, it was a time where people wasn't even talking about us and mentioning our content and showing love to our content and doing anything in our content. They was literally acting like we didn't exist. But that is shifting, and it's only going to get better and better and better. God have truly added us to add on to the show and add on to what we're actually doing by adding on the political stuff and, get into trending news, the DNC. We have politicians that's going to be coming on our show pretty soon. So God have truly shifted our show and added on to what we're doing. Now, we don't know where this is going to go, but it's truly another shift. I mean, we have a website that is gaining momentum. And so I never thought that I'll be doing all these things and it'd be coming into other entities. And so I appreciate the love of each and every one of y'all, because y'all the one that say you need to do this, you need to do that, and we're gradually doing it, and y'all are showing love. All right. So I truly appreciate that as well. And when I wake up in the morning, people make videos about us and they talk about us and what they think about us, which is an honor. I love listening to what their opinions about me, because it makes me a better blogger. Even when you are critical of me, I appreciate it, because it's still helping me. Because through all of that, you may say a couple of things that I do need to work on, and I listen to that. Even when other people, like my brother Armon, when me and him go back in our beefs, he say a lot of things that is the truth. You know, he say a lot of things that, you know, he don't even know that he be dropping gems, and most of the things that slowly I've started to listen to, and a lot of his suggestions that we started to listen to, and it actually helped. And we appreciate that. You know, it was so good. You know, it's a lot of gems that he dropped, and I'm like, oh my God, this is good. Okay, all right, here we go. One of the suggestions he said, well, you don't need to be on the internet on Jack. You know, you need to get off Jack. And so one particular time was people, and I immediately ended that from that app, you know, that Jack app. So it was just so good that, you know, I just like, wow, he just literally gave me that way where he said, get off the app. You should be on the app. And we deleted it from that time. And so we do listen to advice, and we're starting to listen to advice from certain people. Like I said, we're not perfect, but I appreciate the love that you all have been giving our programming, because when I look at the numbers don't lie. The Tasha K video, which I'm just surprised that the Tasha K video did so well. That particular video got about 15,000 views from that video. I was presently surprised that video got that many views. I was shocked. I was like, wow, 15,000 views and counting, which those are good numbers for the Wiley Show. Those are awesome numbers for the Wiley Show. That when you get something that say 15,000 for the Wiley Show, that's pretty good. More than good, right? And that was an idea where we had some information. We put it all together, and it did very well. And we wasn't expecting it. We was expecting to do 5,000 views, and we tripled that estimation. And so when you least expect it, blessings started to flow. And I've always said this is going to be our year. We're going to do a big story. This is going to be our year. And we keep manifesting it. And like I said, we don't know the day or the hour. But that's what the show needs, big stories, trending stories to take us to the next level. And the next level is more viewers, more subscribers, more visibility, you know, to be able to do this full time and to get a nice profit. And my goal is to get about $10,000 a month just on the online business between the YouTube and the website, about 10 grand. A month, and I could do a lot with $10,000 a month. But in order to get that magic number, we have to shift and add on to the commentary, in which we have done, and slowly have done it. And so other topics we're not going to completely abandon until the other stuff is actually clicking and working. So I appreciate the love and the support, because we are definitely working towards a goal, and we're putting that work in, you know. Like we're putting that work in. So when I talk to people all over town, they were like, oh, Wiley, I see you putting in that work. I see the consistency. We have been more consistent since I've been home in Chicago than ever. You know, we're sleeping better, 8 hours a day, go to sleep around like 11 o'clock, 11, 12 o'clock, wake up about, you know, today we woke up an hour early, about 6, 7 o'clock. Getting that fresh, refreshed, and just amazing, because what I've learned, being a person with bipolar, you have to keep busy. Like when you get up, busy, keep you busy around, do work, and then keep stresses around, and, you know, take a shower, go to bed, and do it all over again. And we're doing something so positive. So I'd say good morning to everybody that's in here and showing love and showing support. And we're busy because, like I said, Saturday, for those that wasn't in the previous video, we're doing a members only live. I believe Friday we have an interview. Then I believe next Thursday we have an interview. So we're just busy all the way around. And then we have 2 men and a lady on Tuesday. So we're just busy. We have a busy. I believe we have a lawyer coming on next week. So we just have a busy schedule. Which is good. It's good. And when a lot of people don't understand, when you do a YouTube video and you're the host, you're the editor, you're the producer, you're the promoter, you're all of these things, and you still got to be entertaining while having all of those jobs. Because when you look at the Sherry Shepherd show, when you look at the Jennifer Hudson show, bare minimum they have about 100 employees to support their vision to keep that show going. We're doing this by a one-man show. If I had a team of people where we have morning meetings with powerful people in marketing and promoting and booking and associate producer, it would be great. And eventually we will have all that. But right now we got to do it ourselves. And so eventually we will have a team of people that can do it. So yeah, so we are live over here on the YouTube. You can see me live in color, okay? Let's get involved into these topics. Now, let's get involved into these topics really quickly. Let's get involved in these topics. So our first topic that we're definitely going to dive into, that we always have to dive into, is one and only, we have an exclusive. So our source did reach out to us and gave us the court document of Donat and SeanDavieWay. So let me give you a little backstory. Donat is a YouTuber that came from Clubhouse and transitioned from Clubhouse to YouTube. And he have been doing an amazing job, right? Doing so well, doing great. And I just want to encourage my brother to keep going. But whenever you come and you're controversial and you get resistance from the popular kids, it's I call them a gang, and if they don't rock with you, they double team you. So SeanDavieWay reached out to Donat and said, I heard some damaging information about you, and you never done me wrong, and you're attractive, you good looking, you're intelligent, you all of these things, right? And so when SeanDavieWay came out, he said, oh, this. And then eventually, they fell out, and SeanDavieWay, under extreme pressure from the popular people, Armon Wiggins and other bloggers, they say, he can't sit with us. You have to drag him. And so in order for him to keep those relationships, he decided to drag Donat. And when he dragged Donat, he had some serious allegations towards Donat. Now, let's get to it. Let me go on the website, and you guys make sure y'all go check out the website. You can see the exclusive document. Now, in this, it said, in the YouTube tree, everyone is innocent to proven guilty in the court of law. The Wiley Show is neither the judge or jury, and we cast no judgment over here. Now, let's get to it. Okay. You see the court document here. This is between Adrian Dante Smith, I hope I said his name right, and you got Donat Richtens, I hope I said his name, Ricketts is the plaintiff. The defendant is Adrian Smith. Okay, this is a public thing right here. They said this is in the United States District Court, and in it being the United States District Court, this is going to be a subpoena to produce documents, information, object for permanent inspection. This is placed the United States District Court out in Columbia, Ohio, that he is filing this. And this was the date and time. I believe he meant to put 5, but he put 7/13/2023. Oh, date and time at 10 a.m. So I believe this is the time, whatever we're going, I don't know. But he put the date on here, 5/23/2023. Of course, this is on the document here. This is the clerk, I believe, have signed this as well. Here we go. Right here, they said the initial name and address for monetized uploader post to YouTube link, who is currently being sued as DOE. Uploader has doxed, cyber stalked, and defamed plaintiff. So this is definitely gone on. This is legal support YouTube, Google LLC. They have posted that as well. So it's a lot where he is doing it. So we did reach out to SeanDavieWay and before we got the court document and say, hey, do you got a statement about the lawsuit? And here we go. SeanDavieWay said, you're still fat. And I said, okay, can I get an update? No, you've big queen. Like he was just calling me fat and never addressed. I said, well, would you like to give a statement where I can talk about the lawsuit? Now, I'm just being professional. I'm not trying to roast and gag. I'm really just trying to get the facts here, get his side of the story. He didn't want to give it to me. And so he reached out to Armon and all of this, but this ain't got nothing to do with Armon. Like, you're being sued in civil court. Like, what is your response? So on yesterday, I got my fat behind on a station head because my people said, oh my gosh, she's on station head. So I said, I go on station head. He said, pretty much, I'm your daddy. He said that Denat is a scammer, scamming white people. He said that Denat do not want to be black. He said some other serious allegations. And he also said that, you know, I'm not worried about no lawsuit. Bring the lawsuit, bring it on. And he talked about how he slept with white women and then also he also posed some very damaging information about Denat, saying that he lied and scammed the AIDS Foundation, said he stayed in a hotel, that he's evicted. He posted that information. So it was a lot that, you know, Denat is going through. And of course, I talked to Denat offline. And like I told him, you know, you just have to ignore the noise. But I don't think people really research Denat and understand that this brother know the law. I mean, he was beating the prosecutors in court. And they found out, wait a minute, you ain't no lawyer. You ain't no licensed lawyer. How did you file in these motions? So they teamed up against him in Florida and filed charges. And he beat that and got a diversion program. But they actually wanted that brother to go to prison. And he was doing that on the behalf of his sister. And so a lot of people didn't research their opponent. This is not your average blogger that don't know the law. This brother know how to file paperwork. This brother know how to file motions. This brother know how to sue. This brother understand the judge language. And so I think a lot of people don't understand that. And I think that, you know, any type of lawsuit can be damaging because you have to spend money unless SeanDavieWay is doing it itself. Now, I did talk to a source in Armon Wiggins' camp. Armon said, he don't want to get involved in that. He's not talking about that. But this is crazy that YouTubers are just suing each other. They're just going lawsuit crazy. And this is the first lawsuit that Denat is suing like a YouTuber, but he also is being sued by, let's see if we can bring their picture up. He's also being sued by, you know, let me see if I can bring that picture up here. He also has been sued by King Payne, Armon Wiggins' friend, aka Brother Michael. So, you know, they have a lawsuit in the California United States District Court for violating copyright infringement, and because of Denat saying this is a violation of DACA and all of that, because King Payne filed it because he sent Denat about 19 copyright strikes and did not fought all of it, and YouTube reinstated his channel, like for him to go live and everything, and told King Payne that in order for these strikes to, because he filed an appeal, he said, in order for these strikes to stand, you have to go get a court order to prove that you had that is your copyright material. So King Payne, aka Michael, he actually went to the state court and sued Denat, and it was thrown out. He went to the federal court and sued. And then according to Denat, when he came on the platform, he said, well, we got an email that YouTube states that one of us is going to lose our channel. And Denat said he's going to lose his channel. This case is going to get thrown out. And so that is definitely going to happen when it comes up. Now, a lot of people keep saying it's not in the court system. We have the court documents. It's going to be in the system in a couple of days. We have the court document that we got it before the system because we have a beautiful relationship with Denat, and we have that information. So we have it before it gets in the court system. So, and then it'll be in the court system in a couple of days. That's how good we are, because we don't burn bridges. We actually talk to people and have a good time. This is the same guy that's from Clubhouse. Yes, Denat is from Clubhouse. And he came to YouTube, studied the sector, and he's doing it amazingly well in the sector for a short amount of time. You'd think that they're not been in the sector for about 5 to years. No, been in the sector for a maximum of 3 months when he took it here, about 3 to 4 months. Then people were saying, oh my gosh, he's buying bots and everything. That is what Brother King was saying. And SeanDavieWay said the same thing. No, he did not buy any bots. You cannot buy bots on YouTube and be successful. If they find out that you bought bots, they will take your channel. All right. Buying subscribers and bots, they're going to snatch you can't do it. So, but when you buy, when you're just consistent in the sector, it is easy to be active in this sector. It's not hard. I can do a whole course to get you to monetize. If you do these YouTube strategies, I'm going to say it publicly, you can make good money in this particular sector. It's not hard. It's about 3 or 4 strategies that we will go to for live streaming. But this brother knew how to crack the code to get a name at such an early time, you know, to get a name and to get on the channel and to do all this type of stuff. And a lot of people, they didn't research him. So people from Clubhouse were saying how good he was on Clubhouse and how his rooms were just jumping in Clubhouse. I said people did not research their opponent. Now people were saying that, Wiley, you and Janai is going to fall out and all of that. I said, first and foremost, we're talking about public lawsuits that is going on in the system, in the court system. We're talking about public lawsuits, right? We're not friends. We're not, you know what I'm saying, not friends at all. We are colleagues, and I have a relationship with him just to get information about these lawsuits, but we're not friends, you know what I'm saying, at all, because I don't know him, never met him in person, and I don't just randomly call people on YouTube as friend. I said that about Armon, and look what he said. We never was friends, so because he, you know, and all that. So you have to be careful who you call your friend. But I can say he is a working colleague. Me and him are colleagues on this YouTube system. And that is what it is. We are literally working colleagues. We've been working colleagues for a little while now, for a couple of months that I've known of him, right? So we're just literally working colleagues. Now, when it comes to SeanDavieWay, we've been actually knowing SeanDavieWay for a little while now. He would block us. He would unblock us. He came to Texas. He wants to meet us. He was a fan of the Wiley Show, came on our show, called in, and he picked a side. And Armon made him choose, like, it's between me or Wiley. And of course, he chose Armon Wiggins. But how did that go? He never was on voice chat. He never was really active on Armon Wiggins' show. I'm more well known than what Armon did. He is. And then Armon Wiggins said he don't have no friends on YouTube, and pretty much just saying all that. And SeanDavieWay kept saying that all these people is his friends. Now, I don't know how that's going to work being friends with Armon Wiggins when he said my friends are not friends with my ops, but you friends with Brother King, and King and Armon is not friends. So let me just expose that hypocrisy right there. And I'm going to expose that hypocrisy with this. You can't say to the world, to me, to Brother King, my friends are not with people I don't roll with. But then you say you are associated with this Sean person, right? You say it and sometimes you don't say it. But he is also associated with somebody that is considered to be your ops. But yet you're still associate, friend, whatever. But you never cut him off. You know? Hold on one second. Oh, you know what I'm saying? So if you say, oh, my ops and this person is my ops, don't hang around my ops. And clearly right then and there, it just exposed the hypocrisy because he's still friends with Brother King. And that's supposed to be your ops. So there's a hypocrisy all together. But when it comes to this lawsuit, we will see who's going to win or lose. I don't know who's going to win or lose this lawsuit. Number one, I'm not an attorney. I'm not a practice attorney at all. I'm not even a paralegal, you know? You know, I'm not at all. So once I let it get some legal experts to look at it, then I will understand the legality of this lawsuit and see where this is going to go. And so I heard different amounts. Some people said 500,000. Some people said 75,000. So once we get more information as it comes, we will definitely break it down you know, in the particular sector. It's just lawsuit crazy. I mean, you got one lady says she's suing me. She taking me to court. So it's just lawsuit crazy. You know, she just one particular lady, she was on Clubhouse. Her name is Opinionated. And this lady said, she called me, said, get ready. I'm putting you on notice. I'm suing you in court, right? She said she's suing me for $250,000. And she said she's suing my broke A for $250,000. And I told her, I said, well, go ahead, sue, have a happy. And I told her, I said, you do know that just because you file a lawsuit, that does not necessarily mean that you're going to win the lawsuit, right? Because she kept saying that you exposing my trauma. I said, your experience that you keep sharing everywhere and the fake tears, that's what you're talking about? Oh, you're talking about your experience that you said that happened with WAC 100? I said, if you're suing me for $250,000, how much are you suing WAC 100 when you claim he did something to you on the phone? That just don't make no sense to me, right? And I said, why are you telling me that you gave Armon Wiggins $1,500? And then she told me she got $1,500. And then she said, Wiley, when I get my pension check, I'm going to send him another $2,000. You mess with the wrong B. I said, well, that's fine. I said, why don't you triple it and give him $4,000? You rich, you know, go do you. I mean, but I said, but why are you calling me on the phone saying that you're going to give your pension money to him? What do you think? What do you think that's going to do to me? Like, is I'm going to cry about it? Is I'm going to be, oh my God, so upset that you're giving him a couple of $1,000s? I said, is that going to make me mad, or is I'm just going to run and just, oh my God, she's giving him $2,000? Like, is that going to make is that going to make me cry? No, I'm not shedding a tear. Like, that's what you want to fund your money on. And I said, it's just, you know, do that and have a happy. And I said, but when are you going to file, you know, the lawsuit? It's coming. It's coming. I'm going to Plano, Texas, and I'm telling the cops. I said, oh, you telling the cops? I said, but you do know I have screen recordings of you going back and forth with me and calling me broke, and all these things. So you're going to the cops? I said, oh, okay, go right ahead. I said, but you do know the cops, they're going to investigate each claim that you're claiming to be. You do know that, right? I said, well, you can go all day, go right ahead. That's you, and it can backfire on you. And you keep saying, oh, I'm a part of the protective class. Last time I checked, I'm a part of the protective class. I have a mental illness. That's part of the protected class. So, so you using all these terms. I said, well, go right here. And I said, well, why don't you? I told her husband, because I have his number. I said, well, why don't you, you know, tell your wife to get off the internet? I have to come for the husband in this regard before we get back to these two on the screen. Why don't you tell your wife to get off these internet streets? Because clearly she have lost something in her soul. She needs some help. It baffles me when people claim that they're married and so happy, but you're spending hours on the internet. Now I can understand if this is your sole job, you're getting paid, but this is not the case for Opinionated. She doesn't get paid to be on Clubhouse. She's paying people on Clubhouse, funding them thousands of dollars, giving YouTubers thousands of dollars, giving me about $1,200, $1,300, giving them around $1,500. You're going to send them another $2,000. These are the things that she's doing. She's not getting paid to do this, right? She's not getting paid to do this, and it was good, but now it then backfired. And let me tell you why it backfired. Because now she's getting dragged, and she's getting dragged on the internet. It backfired, and Armon just went away because he got his money from you, right? He ain't talking about it again. He got you off the air, and he regret doing it because he said, man, it made people give more to the Wiley Show. They're watching the Wiley Show, and we had somebody that said, we're going to give you free flights. You know, It just blessings upon blessings, because I knew for a fact that the public was going to be on my side. Because number one, they're going to say, lady, you're an older lady. How do you, one particular person said it so clear. She said, if you was really scammed by Wiley, I would have took that to my grave. You claim that you're dealing with a mentally disturbed man, right? Armon Wiggins said, let's take them off the screen. We'll get them back up on this. Now we're in this topic. Really, we're in my bag. Let's get Armon Wiggins back on the screen here for a second. Armon kept saying Emmett Till, right? He used the word Emmett Till. Didn't even know who Emmett Till was. A young black boy that was lynched in Mississippi. It backfired. And one particular person said, I would have took that by grade. And then they kept saying, you are literally, it backfired on her. Because what Armon Wiggins wanted, he wanted people to flood our comments. He wanted people to unsubscribe. And he wanted people to stop giving. That ain't the way to go. Because you all did not do it right. Because number one, you kept using Emmett Till. You opened that door for me to talk about my mental illness. And the public, and I'm like, I ain't with that y'all calling him Emmett Till. Do y'all know what y'all calling him? That's an ancestor. It's so, and one YouTuber said it's so crystal clear. There's plenty things you could have said about Wiley. Wild eye, messed up lining, yellow teeth, plaque, gum disease, slew foot, plenty things. But you said Emmett Till. So that opened the door for me. Okay, let me give you my history side, and let me give you a whole history of Emmett Till, right? So literally, you said all of these things about Wiley, and it backfired because you were trying to get me together, and you didn't have your fact because you rushed to do it, right? You rushed to do it. And then the opinionated lady, she gets dragged because Armon said you funded this, which is a fact. You have funded me since 2020, right? All the way up until last month, a couple of weeks, 2 weeks to be exact. And you're so messy because instead of you just sharing your story by yourself, you went to Wiley's ops, or I don't use the word ops. You went to Wiley Credit, right? I like that word. I like credit. You went to Wiley Credit, Armon Wiggins. He took the bait, which what Wiley always wanted, by the way. I didn't want that. I've always wanted Armon to put respect on my name and introduce me to his audience. I always wanted that, right? That was my major goal. And I got it, and it was big. Then it happened, and blessed on top of blessings. So that's all I wanted. I wanted my name to be in his name, to be attached to his brand, because I helped build it. And it just happened. And so when he spoke up, now when people talk about him, they have to talk about Wiley. They can't talk about one without the other. Wiley is attached to his brand. And he kept saying, I want to distance myself. He's not attached to my brand, blah, blah, blah. But you kept mentioning Wiley. So automatically you have to talk about Armon and Wiley. So Wiley is attached to that brand. You help Wiley get attached to the brand. Because people kept saying in the chat, who is this Wiley? I don't know him. Then on Station Head, right? It's a thing that you can do on Station Head, that you can find the people that comment on Station Head. Let's see, just block the chat. You can find the people on Station Head and reach out to them in real time. And then now, I've never seen that we have gained about 400 to 500 followers on Station Head. That never happened before. I'm like, where's all these new people? It's because he's introducing these people to me instantly. And I'm going live. When he go live on Station, I go live on Station Head. Right there. I respond to what he's saying on Station Head every time. If one person in there, if Bluetooth speaker say something, I'll respond to Bluetooth speaker live on Station Head. Because Bluetooth speaker is listening to Wiley and Armon. So I'm gonna just say. So, you know, I literally it's going on. You know what I'm saying? So, so he's doing this, and it's helping Wiley, because I have nowhere but to go is up, right? And so it's truly helping the Wiley Show. And Armon know it's helping the Wiley Show because it's picking up traction. He will not talk about Wiley if Wiley did not pick up traction. One of the things that hurt Armon Wiggins, two things. Jason Lee showing up on the show, commenting on the show. Let's see if we can find that receipt. Give me a second. This happened a couple of weeks ago, maybe about 1 or 2 weeks ago. He said respect because we apologized to Jason. That hurt Armon Wiggins' feelings because Armon called me from from Paris and told me don't talk about Jason Lee. And we talking about Jason Lee today. Then we got that situation. Okay. Give me a second. Let's bring him back up. And then, Denat was having issues with his friend. And I told Denat you should and Denat told him about the text message. I did. I told him that you should go and roast and gag Armon. This is your lane. Do it. And I said, you need to stop putting King in the title and you need to put Armon Wiggins. He's the bigger star. Took my advice and it worked. Okay. And then Armon felt some type of way and ended that relationship and he started dragging him. I said, he's the bigger star. Don't worry about King. King, the biggest star is Armon Wiggins. He's the star, not King. Not right now. And it ain't really out. But he's the star. Armon Wiggins is the star. And I'm going to treat him just like a star. And that's why I've done it. And I say he's my favorite celebrity. And then he can't say, well, Wiley not supportive. I bought his records. I actually bought his records better than his own people. His people didn't even buy his records. He only made $1,000. So that's just how that goes. So that's how that goes. And then people say, oh my gosh, Wiley lost the biggest. No, I didn't. That's not. That person is a temporary. We knew it was temporary because everybody kept telling me, even Margot said you can't trust her. It was a temporary thing. We have moved on. We actually have people that have done better than what she done. Better first class tickets. She was giving me Frontier. Somebody said, baby, you would never ride Frontier. I got a better deal, first class. And I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a whole lot and got it. Better deal than what she did, way better. And this particular person don't mind for the ops. They mind their business. They in the bushes, do their business. Gave me a better deal than her because she did Frontier. This person said, okay, where do you want to go? You want to go to Chicago on a round trip for it? Booked. Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go to it to Vegas. Okay, booked immediately. So blessings on top of blessings. Because when Armon came out, and then when the bankruptcy came out, it immediately made Wiley more likable. Because the average person, I know for a fact, have filed bankruptcy or know somebody that have filed bankruptcy. So now I'm going to talk about my bankruptcy story. And now people is commenting in the chat, wow, Wiley, I ain't by myself. Don't feel shame. I had a foreclosure, had multiple evictions. I had multiple repossessions. I was in debt. I had to file bankruptcy. Roland Martin had his appendix burst. I think something burst in his body. I think it was his appendix burst. He was in a debt with medical debt. He had to file Chapter 7. And now the man is debt-free. So it opens the Pandora box to talk about people that is successful that have filed for bankruptcy. And then people say, well, you still in debt? Yeah, student loan debt. Who's not in student loan debt that went to college? The average person that went to college and got a degree is in student loan debt unless you're in the military and you get to that way. But the average person ain't in the military. They in debt when it comes to student loan. Who ain't in debt in student loans? If you're not in debt in student loans, you blessed. And some of y'all was able to pay y'all student loans off because y'all had a government program. The average person, a lot of people, not black folks, that got the capital to pay Obama, President Obama and Michelle, then pay their student loans off until they became the president and first lady. It took them years, over 10 years, to pay their student loan debt off. You know, it took them a long time. You got other people that's on a payment plan. Our mayor is on a payment plan because he's in debt, so he's on a payment plan. You had Stacey Abrams on a payment plan for her taxes. And they tried to look at her bad, like, you ain't paying. I said, why are you on a payment plan? She's a regular American. So we're in good company, right? Most people didn't even know about the whole Chapter 7. One person said, I need to file Chapter 7 because they're $95,000 and $100,000. They're getting checks garnished all out. And so they need to file, they're filing Chapter 7. They didn't even know that existed. So it just helped Wiley become more likable. You know, that's what it did. It had Wiley hair. He likable. He ain't got it like that. Now, Natasha K, she thought she was going to come and celebrate the moment, but she can't because she's in $4 million in debt. She can't open up that Pandora box talking about Wiley, $50,000 in debt. Majority of that debt is student loan, right? You can't discharge that in the Chapter 7, nor in the Chapter 13. But Tasha is in $4 million. She can't even discharge that debt because it's from the civil court. So she can't even celebrate that moment. And another reason why she can't celebrate that moment is because her YouTube checks is going to Cardi B. So she can't even come on YouTube and talk about it and celebrate. She can't do it. She's in a bad. And I didn't even receive the degree. Now, let's break that down. The reason why I didn't receive the degree, number one, I didn't want to do it anymore. I'm sorry. I went to college. I went to Westwood College. I went to ITT Tech. Westwood College, I graduated from Chicago Military Academy. My first college I went to was ITT Tech, right? It was all of commercials. I said, I'll go to ITT Tech. Went there. It was so far. Didn't finish. Went to Westwood. And then I tried to transfer my credits because everybody kept saying, you know, this school ain't accredited. And I said, really? I didn't know what that was. It's not regional accredited. It's national accredited. So I said, okay, well, let me transfer to Harold Washington College. I was in Chicago. We don't take that. You got to start over. I said, really? So I went back to Westwood and I said, man, and then I'm hearing horror stories of people not getting things done with their degree. I said, man, this is an embarrassment. So I just quit. So, and then I noticed, I said, and then I started doing YouTube. And I said, well, I really don't want to do this. And I was asking, well, how much do probation officers make? They don't make that much money. They overworked, underpaid, and it wasn't that much. You can literally become a CNA and don't need a degree and make $19, $20, $21, $22 an hour, make actually more than a probation officer, honestly. And so that's what I said. Well, how about I go and just be a CNA? And so, you know, less stress. They can do all that paperwork. You ain't got to travel. You ain't got to do all that. And with that, you can do that. And you don't need all this degree. But I'm still in this debt. So because we went to 2 schools that was shut down by the Department of Education, they have eliminated some of the debt because they said, oh, my gosh, you went to Westwood. We're going to forgive that debt because the Department of Education shut it down for being a fraudulent institution. Or you went to ITT Tech. We're going to eliminate that debt. We're going to do all of that. Now, certain parts of the country, probation officers make good money. But I didn't want to do it anymore. I didn't want to be a probation officer anymore. I didn't want to see my people being on probation. I didn't want to do it anymore. So I said, I have another way. You don't need to go to college anymore to make money. That's an idea that was in the 90s, 80s, early to that have shifted because of technology, because of YouTube, because of all these entities. You don't need a college degree anymore. That used to be the thing. Go to college, making money, but that's not the case in the economy. It's so much competition with YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, blogging. It's so much that you can do tech jobs, you know, do building apps that you can learn to do. You don't need a degree to do that. You can, you know, if you know how to do the work, you can go and do all that work. So it's plenty of other things that you can do. You don't necessarily need a degree. Now, I'm not saying that's for everybody. Some people need a degree, go that route. But that's not the case for everybody. And some of the jobs you get a degree in going to be phased out with technology and robots. So it's a lot of that stuff that have shifted now with AI and all of that. So a lot of things have shifted now. And you got a lot of people we regret going to college because a lot of people with college degrees is unemployed. They got all that degree and they can't get a job because they say, oh, you overqualified or we can't pay you what you're worth. And it's some people that got a degree making $16 an hour with a bachelor's degree, right? So it's not what you think it is. And we must train our children to get careers that they can make money. Okay. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so a lot of stuff, you know, somebody said, what if it's a process because a lot of that stuff was challenged, you know. That's why I tell people to get political. The Republicans, they trying to challenge it and say, oh, no, this is unfair. Why are you discharging their debt? They went to the school. That's their decision. They should have done they should have done their research. So it's a lot of stuff to challenge. So you have to go back and forth to see can they actually be discharged. I got the email, but getting the email is one thing. Actually erasing it is a whole nother step. So you have to call to make sure that they're going to do exactly what they're going to do. It's a little roadmap. But if they eliminate the debt, let's just say today it eliminate off the $50,000, we'll probably be in debt about $1,500. If they eliminate most of that debt from them two universities, because Westwood College, IT Tech was very expensive institution. If they eliminate all of that debt plus the $20,000, pretty much I'm literally probably going to be in debt. Probably I'm using estimation, probably like $1,500. Give me one second. I can give you the right number. Give me 1 second. If they eliminate all of that plus the $20,000 that President Biden said that he's gonna do if the Supreme Court agree, give me a second. I can tell you that right now how much that I would be if that would be eliminated today. And give me a second. Let me see if they eliminate that. I will give me a second here. I can tell you that right now. Yes. Okay, give me a second. Let's see. Let me check my credit. Let me pour my credit report. Let me click to that, and I'm going to see if they eliminate that today. $50,318. Give me a second. Let me click on that. Give me a second. Let me scroll down. Okay, if they eliminate, according to the thing, I'm at $49,345 in student loan debt. If that was eliminated today, I would be in $672 because that's just in collection. $672. If they will eliminate that debt. Okay? If that was eliminated today, if they going to do what they have to do and wipe it out like they claim in that email, I would be in $672 in debt. That's totally different. So your debt to income will be totally different. My income will be more than my debt. And credit lines, we have 2,000 right there in credit lines. We have 2,000, almost about 2,000 in credit line. So, that's just how that goes. And I will talk about my story because I ain't ashamed. But a lot of people want to get off of student loan debt. They want to get that erased, and they want the laws to change to reflect on the credit, so it reflect on your credit and help your credit and boost up your score. And so it's just amazing. When I saw that on my credit, I said, "Oh, this would be great." So if the $20,000, if just say, friends, they keep the Westwood and IT Tech on there, if they erase the $20,000 in debt, then 49 minus 20,000, that's 20,000 less, so 20-some thousand student loan. You know what I'm saying? So that's how to go. I'm thinking about going back to college to get a degree. No, I don't see myself going back to do criminal justice. I really, really don't. I keep my CNA license in current. Yes, we don't hire part-time. So that's just how that goes. So, we're talking about, that and that's why I'm so passionate about politics, because the federal President Biden, if the Supreme Court agreed to say, okay, you can cancel $20,000. He can cancel it all. Actually, President Biden, as long as he's president, he can pause the student loan payments, right? He can pause it today. He have it paused. And if I were him, I would keep it paused until the end of my term. And if it's 8 years to the end of my term, okay? I'm not on disability. Who said I was on disability? Y'all listen to these YouTubers. We ain't on disability. We were denied 3, 4, 5 times to get on disability. Stop listening to them YouTubers. They don't know what they're talking about. They keep on talking about he disabled. Well, according to the government, you ain't disabled. According to the government, you don't fit the definition of a disability. Do y'all hear me? According to the federal government, you don't even qualify for disability. That's what you don't qualify. We filed the appeals. We did a multiple denied. Okay? All right? Denied. Okay? Denied. Do we try? Absolutely. They denied that. They said, nope. So, but then if I would have got on disability, They ain't paying no money like that. You're not getting 80. Now, I understand if you're getting about 8. Only thing that would have been great for disability in this regard. I would have gotten about 3 years worth of checks. So that would have been a good large sum. If they would approve that, because we started right a year before the pandemic. If we would have got approved, because we got denied a couple of months ago, we would have had 3 years worth of checks. It would have been a large sum. They denied it, which is fine, because God said, I don't want you on disability. You doing what you're doing right now is what I want you to do. Because being on disability ain't gonna do nothing but be a crutch. You ain't gonna go on YouTube. You're gonna wait. You're gonna blow through that money, and then you're gonna get a regular money. No, stay focused on where you at. You don't need no disability. Stay focused. All right. Stay on this path that I have you on, and I stayed on this path. Some people do need to be on disability because they can't get regular work because they're disabled. I'm not in those shoes. I can still walk. Is it challenging? Yes, but I can get a sit-down job. That's what Social Security is. You can sit down. Oh, it's plenty of jobs you can sit. Oh, you can't jump on? You can sit down. So, you know, yeah, doctors, psychiatrists, they put it all there. Denied. So, you know, we did the lawyers. We did all that. So we did everything people say do. Go get a lawyer. We did all that. So, but it wasn't meant. I'm not ashamed. It wasn't meant for us to get on it. So we're doing good. We could do better, but we're doing okay. You know what I'm saying? For what we're doing. So that's how that goes today, because people were saying that stay on, you can get and still have it. Yeah, so we tried. We'll try again, which we have, and we got to go through the whole process again. And we're doing it. We're going to go through the entire process again and see, you know, because they keep saying on YouTube, you're disabled, you're slewfoot, you know, all that. So let's get into the criminal stuff. Give me a second. I'm seeing y'all in the chat, plenty of jobs. Hey, members, I see y'all in here. Showing us love, showing us support. Make sure y'all like the video. At the 1 hour mark, we're going to talk about the criminal record. Both of our criminal records. I'm going to start with Armon's first, then I'm going to go to mine's. But I'm just reading y'all comments here. God bless you. I see y'all in here. Make sure y'all become members, because we're doing a members only live Saturday. I see you, Queen. I see y'all in here. I want to see you a member. I see y'all in here. Okay, I see y'all in here. All right, we capitalize on the mental illness. They actually got pages, thousands of pages of our mental illness and stuff. They still denied it because they said if you can do YouTube, you're not mentally incompetent. That's what they said. The lawyer told me. He said, "Oh, because of YouTube, I think." Because if I didn't know, I told them I had a YouTube channel. I forgot. I said I do YouTube, and they denied it. They said if you can sit and do YouTube, pretty much. You're not disabled. So they denied it. But that's what the lawyer said, because I said that or it's got it. And so yeah, amen. Amen for it all. The lawyer said, I think you need to stop doing YouTube. I said, sir, I'm not doing that. It ain't worth it. He said, it's not worth it. I said, no, sir. I'm not going to stop doing YouTube. I'm not going to. He said, can you stop doing YouTube? I said, no, sir, I cannot stop doing YouTube, and I will not stop doing YouTube. Absolutely. It's my therapy. I don't get regular therapy. I can get stuff off my chest. I entertain thousands of people, and I'm not going to do that just to get a disability check. It's not that important to do that. And I'm not stopped working. I'm not going to do that in hopes that they do give it. So I'm not taking that risk. And no, absolutely not. I'm not doing that. Because how I'm going to survive, sir? No, I don't know how you're going to survive. Okay, I stopped getting income. Then what? Who going to take care of me? Who going to feed me? Are you going to do it, sir? Okay. Are you going to feed me? Are you going to pay my rent? No, we're not doing that. So I'm not taking that risk. Now, some people can do that because they have other alternatives, and I'm doing that. And he said, well, why don't you move to a shelter? You can move to a shelter, and then you get. I said, I'm not moving to no shelter. Why would I do that? I'm not moving to no shelter. Not against people that is in the shelter. That's against people that really need to be in the shelter. Absolutely not. I'm not doing it. Moving to no shelter. Absolutely not. I'm not going to move it. Why would I move into a shelter? No, I'm not doing that. Why would I take resources to people that really need the shelter? I mean, just so I can get a disability check. Absolutely not. Why would I move to a shelter just to get on disability, to prove that I'm in this financial bind, I'm disabled, can't work in a shelter? I ain't doing that. Because that's unfair to people that really need shelter. You know what I mean? So no, there's plenty of jobs I can sit down and do. I could do CNA. It'd be a little painful, but I can do that. Or do a little, you know what I'm saying? Ain't nowhere in the world I'm not doing that at all. No, sir. All right, so let's get into these criminal records. So Armon Wiggins and I share similarities in it. He's more on the fraud side. He have a deferment. A deferment is, just to break it down, a deferment is not a conviction. It's on your record. In this, we both got our records in Texas, right? His was first, right? For fraud in Houston, trying to get a car on somebody else's name, got caught on his record deferment. The reason why it's still on Armon Wiggins' record, we have the records in here, we ain't gonna post it, because Texas give you 5 years, right? If you don't commit a crime in 5 years, you can go back to the courts and get it off your record. If you commit another crime somewhere else, they will keep that deferment on your record. Now, when you have a deferment on your record, certain jobs I could not get because of the deferment. Companies told me, Wiley, we will hire you, but corporate don't deal, even though it's not a conviction, it's a deferment. Once the deferment is off, come back and we will hire you. We can't hire you with a deferment. Now, some companies will hire you with a deferment. It depends on what the crime is. Or property damage, 90% of the jobs I went to will hire me with a deferment. 10% will not hire me. We went out and we branched off. People kept saying, we'll work in a call center. We applied for a lot of call centers. They did not hire me because of the deferment. Oh, go get you a call center. Okay, call center job. Okay, guys, let me go apply. We did multiple interviews and they no callback. And I called 3 recruiters. They said, oh, it was something on your record. And I already know what it was. What is deferment? Blah, blah, blah. We don't do deferment. Come back when you get it off your record, and then we will hire you. Some apartments wouldn't even give me a lease because of deferment. Right? And some apartments will, but you have to get the court documents. You have to get court documents to say, I'm off probation, it's a deferment, fees are paid. I have to go through all of that for them to approve it. And the corporate, it's case by case. With my case, first it was deferment, probably they agreed. But I went to some buildings that I had to rent 3 times everything. They said, no, sir. And I asked them, because I told people, when you have a deferment, don't pay no application fee until you ask them, do y'all agree, or do y'all lease to convicted felons? You need to ask that. Or do you all agree with a deferment? Even if you have a misdemeanor, you need to ask them, so you don't go and keep wasting your money. And ask them and say, listen, I got this on my record. Do y'all approve this in the apartment? I went to some buildings. They said no. Went to one? Yes. Went to another one? Okay, yes. But you have to ask and be your advocate. You understand what I'm saying? So, and then you can't get rearrested and get more charges on top of charges because that deferment stay on your record. That's what Armon Wiggins did. He got in trouble again. He went to the courts and they said, we can't take that deferment off your record because you got rearrested and charged. So got in trouble again. So it stay on your record. Unless the laws change in the state court, it is what it is. Now, let's get into my criminal record. Give me a second here, because mine have went viral. Again, It went viral. So people are posting receipts to what I'm saying. So I want to read the receipts that came out. Give me a quick second here. Okay, because some apartment fees are $100, some more than that, and you have to pay an apartment fee and an admin fee. Do you hear me? You have to pay an apartment fee and admin fee. Do you hear me? And sometimes you don't even get your admin fee back. It depends. So you got, that's a whole thing, but the laws have to change because there is no law to say don't charge application fee. That's why I tell Black people, all people, get involved, tell your state legislature and say, hey, let's put a law in the book that you cannot charge application fee. Charge whatever the application to run somebody credit. I believe it's like, how much is it to run somebody? Maybe $5, $10. That's what it should be. Whatever it costs, because it ain't that much money to charge that to do that. No, absolutely not. That's just a scam. That's a scam, but laws have to be changed. And you know what I'm saying? That's why I go to my state legislature. And I went to them. And they said, oh my God, I went to Republicans. And I told them, I said, can you propose this in the committee? And I told the governor office. Because, that's hurting the poor. That's hurting the working class. You got all these application fees. Why is it that you're charging people $100 for application fee? And you get denied. You don't get your money back. That's a scam. People don't have money to throw away. So I say you all need to put that in policy. And that's why I stay on top of them. I know they don't like taking my phone calls, but I will call you out. Right now, I feel like calling you out right now because it ain't about y'all right now. Okay? They say it's expensive. Get out of here. Hold on one second. Okay, so getting my phone here, if I can find it. One second, you guys. Hold on, it might be in this phone. Give me a second. They said, oh, we don't see Wiley arrested. No. For a past charge. No, see, we're going to dive into that. Give me a second. Because I love it when people talk about us because y'all come right back and get the facts. Y'all come right back and get the facts. Okay. So they talk about my criminal charges here. And they said criminal mischief. Okay? That's the charge, criminal mischief. 2 years work community service, 120 hours. Bond, $5,000. Got my lawyer, attorney on record, William Guy, my attorney. Got attorney fees, expenses, claim for order authorizing payment, arraignment, plea, announcement, and motion. They got all this here. Criminal mischief, guilty. All right. We play in criminal mischief, deferred. The average people don't understand legal language. They don't understand. Deferred, you're not a convicted felon. If I was convicted felon, a lot of things I would not be able to do, right? Being a convicted felon. It was deferred. And with deferred, that from my understanding, if you stay out of trouble, it goes off your record. You're not convicted, right? It completely goes off. Okay? This would only be effective if I was hiding the fact that I was arrested. But we talk about it a lot, about me being arrested in the library, being in the Dallas County jail, being in the same jail that Jaguar was in. I was in the Carolina jail. They came and picked me up and dropped me off at the Dallas County Jail, right? We was in a mental ward with a paper gown on, and people was crazy eating their feces. It was a whole weird. The next day, Jonathan bailed us out, paid the $500. We had to pay a little bit more money to bail us out. We listened to it. We checked in with the bond. We could travel. Was no restrictions. Just made sure I came to the court date. Went to every court date. It was no insufficient bond. We paid the bills, bonds, everything was good. Then it was negotiation. My attorney, Mr. Guy, we hired him because we didn't want to do it a public defender. That man would never get on the phone with me only one time. I said, oh, he overworked. So I just went on Facebook and I saw someone said, he's a good attorney out of Houston. I said, really? He's a good attorney out of Houston? They said, yes, sir, good attorney. I said, well, let me interview him. So I interviewed him. I said, I don't want to talk. I want you to represent. I was telling him about this. I want to represent him. So he did an interview, got off the air, and I was just talking about my case, about the library situation. My attorney, Mr. Williams, inboxed me. Stop talking about your case. It's an open case. Don't talk. It'll mess up your case. Stop talking about it. So I stopped talking about it, and I hired Mr. Williams. He said, well, let me see what's going on. He said, I charge $5,000, right? I said, okay, I don't have it liquid cash, the whole $5,000. Do you do a payment plan? He said, yes, I'll do a payment plan. Give me $750 and we break it up in payments. So we broke it up in payments, $750 down payment, broke it up in payments. We paid the $5,000 in total, right? Now the negotiations were going on. We're having a problem getting the prosecutor on the line. Eventually we got the prosecutor on the line. He was getting information, evidence, was taking all day, getting the evidence, the body cam, the cameras, everything. And then finally they come with an offer. Right in there, they wanted a lot of money. The original offer, they said the library wants almost a lot. It was a lot. And I said, there's no way I can afford almost $100,000. And he said, well, how much damage you do? He said, well, wait a minute, let me check the footage and see. He said, I see the computer. I see you knocked over books. I see you burst the glass. That's not worth $100,000, right? No, that's not worth it. So he went back and he got it down to almost 30,000. It was around that ballpark. I said, I can't afford that, but that's better than almost $100,000. And so my attorney, I was at work and I forgot I had a court date. He called me and said, where you at? So I'm at work. He said, you better get here now. So I told my job, hey, something going on with my roommate. They said, you can leave. I left, got in a car, and drove to the court building, right? And didn't. Drove to court, got there, and he said, let me sit you down. They're offering you a deal for restitution and deferred. I said, but what did that mean? He said, you will not be a convicted felon. You would have to do community service. You would have to take a class, multiple class, a mental health class and all that. You have to take a class, and you have to pay restitution. You have to pay probation fee. It was a lot of money. I said, okay. Or you could do the mental health piece, but you may be in a mental hospital for a year, 2, 5. I don't know the amount of time. I think this is the best choice to do the restitution. What choice do you want? Do you want to do the restitution route, or do you want me to go on the mental illness piece? I said, I don't want to be tied down to mental hospital because I don't know how long that would be. I would do the restitution. So we did that. And we talked about that. So then we had to do another court date. This particular time, he couldn't come. So I had a white lawyer that represent me. I don't have his card, but he's out and didn't. He looked at it. He said, this is your first offense, and you got to pay this much. We can do some challenges here. You don't probably have to pay nothing. But if we do it, you have to pay me and we have to start, go back and forth. I said, and he said, well, this is a pretty good deal. You pay the restitution, a deferred, they can get it off your record. You can get off your record. It's a pretty good deal. This is your first offense. You stay out of trouble. This can be a good deal as well. So I was nervous, didn't want to do it. So the judge gave me up. He said, Mr. Wiley, do you understand what are you signing here? This agreement, this plea agreement. I said, no, I don't understand it. I didn't understand what the judge was saying. So I said, no. He said, you don't understand? Well, what is going on here, counsel? He said he don't understand. I said, oh, no, I just understand you. I'm sorry. I do understand the agreement and all that. So I signed it, and I didn't know how I was going to pay for it. I really didn't. I didn't know where that money was going to come out. I did not have the liquid cash. I just paid the lawyer the $5,000 by the grace of God. Paid him. I think I had 2 payments left to pay him because I was working plus YouTube. Like people get 5, 10, and it wasn't just legal stuff. So I said, I don't know how I'm going to pay this. I really don't know how I'm going to pay it, God. I really don't know. I cried. I didn't know if I'd have it. It had started already, court fees. And then when I was officially on probation, I had to go to meet my probation office. They had to do a drug test. They had to take my blood, a drug test. They had to take my blood, I think, either blood or something they had to take to register. They had to take something. I think it was my blood to put it on record, right? Because she was like, oh, we do this because we have found a serial this, and with the DNA, they had to take your DNA. You belong to the state. You're incarcerated, but you're still incarcerated, right? They were telling the rules. You can't do drugs. They didn't do the mental thing that they agreed on. They kind of forgot about that. For me to do that, they said just take your meds and everything. But they did have me going to a class to bail counseling service. I didn't want to do it. I said, what is this class? And then 120 hours. So, boom. And then a blessing started. The pandemic. When the pandemic started, they put out a message that because everything is shut down, you pay $5 an hour for your community service because you can't do community service, everything's shut down. So I called my probation officer and said, well, they said, oh, they're saying for people like you. That's for people that only got about 6 months left on their probation. Then it was like, because they shifted it maybe 2 days later, they sent another message. And I said, is it for everybody? He said, yes, sir, Mr. Wiley, for everybody. $5 an hour and you can pay it. I said, cool. So we found a church. At first, I was doing my community service. I was at the church, at this white church. And then I said, man, I don't want to keep doing this too much. I ain't doing that. $5 an hour. So because of the donations, I said, I'm just pay this, paid it off. Came there in cash, got the cash out of my account, went to the white gentleman. I said, I want to pay the remainder of the 100 hours. Let's say 100 hours, $5 an hour. Paid the money. He wrote the letter. He signed the letter. I sent it to my probation officer. He called and verified. He said, you done with your community service. So I'm like, okay. And I'm just making payment. I wasn't keeping track of the things. Somebody gave $1,000. Somebody gave $2,000. We had another viewer gave $5,000. Got another viewer gave $6,000. Like people were just giving money, right? We put it all towards the probation. So, but then one time I had someone out of the blue said, he go $1,000. And I said, okay. So I go there and I'm trying to pay, and it was like an error message. I'm like, what's going on? Like, why they taking my money? So I called my probation officer. He said, let me going, congratulations, Mr. Wiley. You paid everything off. So I already knew because I Googled stuff. I said, man, if you don't do any, break any rules, you could file a motion to get off probation early. I said, okay. So I couldn't get my other attorney on the line. So I researched an attorney in Denton, researched them. I said, can y'all take my case and file a motion to get me on probation? He said, yes. They wanted a couple of $1,000 because the people said, you could do it on your, I ain't know on it. I wanted an attorney to do it because I wanted to do them right. So we had the liquid cash for left over to pay the probation fees, sent them the money. He said, well, you might have to go to court. And everything. I said, okay, fine. It was a Monday, maybe Tuesday when he filed it on that Monday, maybe Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm getting dressed to go to court, getting dressed. So what they do, I don't know. I was nervous. Get a phone call from my attorney. So are you getting ready for court? I said, yes, sir. I'm about to get dressed. I'm about to get in the car and head to the Denton courthouse. He said, you ain't got to do that. Judge approved it. You are officially off probation. I said, what? I'm going to send you a copy of the discharge to get off. I'm going to send you the copy of the order. They send a copy of the order. We were completely off probation early, severely early, right? And I cried. I was happy that we did it because now I was able to finally get an apartment. And if it wasn't for Theo allowing me to live with him and not be on the lease, I would have been homeless, you know what I'm saying? Because of Theo and Jonathan. At that time, they allowed me to live with them, not being on the lease, because I couldn't get an apartment because I was on probation. Nobody was giving me an apartment. So because of them, I paid my rent, but they were on the lease because I couldn't get on the lease because of my record. Soon as it was over, I stayed with Theo for a while. Jonathan got deep into drugs. And I said, it's time for me to get my own place. So I said, let me test the water. I went to one place. They said no. So I said, oh, I guess they meant. And I said, well, wait a minute. And then the guy in this particular building said, sir, there is some apartment complexes that will do with this. I'm going to give you a list of places. So he gave me a list. He had literally gave me a list of apartment complexes that will allow me to go and get an apartment. So we saw the list and everything, reached out a couple of places. 3 places said yes. And we went on and applied. And all of them said yes. So we applied for 2. We got 2 offers and I went with an offer for an apartment. Signed the lease. Everything was fine. It was a little huddle. Oh, we ain't got the right court documents. Oh, this ain't the right order. My lawyer, send the right stuff. Get on the phone, send the right court documents, send everything from the court. And told the people, I said, this is the order. And the lawyer said, oh, okay, we talked to corporate. Yes, you're right, sir. This is the order. So because she didn't understand it, so she had to get corporate, and then somebody else in corporate had to get people to understand what was going on. And they said, yes, we will approve it. And we paid the money. So, you know, we had paid the money and all of that. We did a good job. So, you know, it just amazing that it happened. It was amazing. It was great. It was awesome. It didn't threaten my healthcare career. We thrived there. And it was just amazing. It was a good experience. It taught me a lot about the criminal justice system. And it wasn't all Black people in the courtroom. That was not in the courtroom I was in. It was mostly white that was in the court, because in the area, it was a predominantly white county that I was in. And so majority of the people in the courtroom were mostly white people, right? White young men, white women. It was some Black folks, but we were in a minority in that courtroom. Just judging about what I say in the court was mostly white. When I was arrested from the Carrollton jail, transferred to Dallas, when we was getting transferred to the Dallas County, most people on that van were white people. I was the only Black person on the van. Most of them were white, right? And we got transferred to Dallas County, and of course, then we saw all the Black people. But when we got from Carrollton to Dallas County, it was totally different. Carrollton jail felt like a summer camp. You know, it was bars, but they gave you book, they had cookies, juice, they had all this type of stuff. You had people cleaning. It was really clean. You know what I'm saying? I was in there, got arrested. I was in my cell, want nobody, you know, reading my book, mind my business. And they said, Mr. Wiley, so I said, yes, sir. We're going to transfer you to Dallas. I said, well, can I just stay here? Oh, no, this ain't the county. You got to go to Dallas. You got to go to Dallas. I didn't want to go to, I said, this is fine. They allowed me to get numbers on my phone, to call my family, to call my people. There was no relationship. I didn't know I needed it. They want to talk to me. But I said, I don't want to go to Dallas County. Well, you got to go, sir. Sir, you got to go to Dallas County. Sir, you got to go to Dallas County. I didn't want to go. It was a disaster. So because of that, I was telling about my mental illness piece. They said, well, you feeling depressed? I said, I'm feeling very depressed. Do you want her to say, oh, absolutely. Like, I'm feeling really depressed. So she said, oh, sir, you got to take off your gym shoes, sir. No gym shoes. No shoestrings, sir. Take it off. So they took my shoestrings, and I was scared about jail. Yeah, because all the fear, oh, you're going to be gang this, and they're going to take your cookies. And then one day, a voice in my head said, you do know you like men, right? And when that voice said in my head, I started looking at the attractive men in the jail. I started looking at the attractive men in the jail. I mean, good-looking men. I was getting turned on. And so it was some girls, the girls, you know, I want to go to the gay section. Where's the gay section? I'm like, I want to go to the gay section too. And I told the correct officer, I want to go to the gay. Sir, you can't go to the gay. Sir, you can't go to the gay section. You go into the sit down, sir. I want to go to the gay section. You know, I'm looking at all these good-looking men. I'm getting turned on by now. I said, please, let them be the three people to tag team me. Please go down my throat. I want to feel that pressure. So, no, sir, you're not going there, sir. So, all of them go there. So, I go to a cell by myself, and it's a phone in there. So, we were able to call Jonathan. I said, you got to get me out of here, Jonathan. I'm in jail. Post the bill. So, he posted the bill. He went and he had to take Ubers in there, and he posted the bill. All right. So the next, mind you, I'm in the mental ward, right? It was crazy. Like I couldn't believe it was a disaster. They was doing all type of weird stuff in there. I was in there, so by myself in a paper gown, and the nurse was like, "Well, what medicine are you on?" From the Parkland hospital. They work with the county jail. So I don't know what medicine I'm on. Well, we need to know your medicine, sir. I said, I don't know the medicine I'm on. I don't know the medicine. I want my mommy. You know, don't worry about it, sir. We're going to give you some medicine. So they gave me something. It made me feel weird and a little dizzy, and I just went to sleep. So I got up, woke up, and then the corrections officer said, Mr. Wiley, and the medical team said, are you okay? Do you want to harm yourself today, sir? I said, no, I don't want to harm myself today. Are you sure? I said, no, sir, and everything. So when you leave, I will give you resources. So I said, resources, what's going on? You got to follow us. I didn't know what was going on. I said, okay. I said, where are we going? He said, you're going home. Somebody posts your bail. I said, oh, who posts my bail? I don't know about that. Okay. I didn't believe it. So we go to another section. We end up hours and hours and hours. And everybody in there was saying, you know, you're going home. We all go home. We all post bail. So you're getting released. Some people were getting released. They had time served. So I said, okay. Yeah. So they said, Mr. Wiley. So, yeah. And I got discharged. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know Google or anything. So someone gave me bus fare for me to get on the train to get back home. And then I went to the bail bondsman place and I paid some more money. And I told Tank, I said, give me about 1 or 2 checks. Give me about 1 or 2 pay periods and I'll pay your money back. The first pay period, because we did a lot of overtime, we paid him back. He said, wow, you paid me back so fast. I said, yes, sir, I paid you back. Gave him his $500 back that he posted. I gave him that back with interest, paid my rent, didn't skip a beat. And then I made sure I could report. The reason why I look at Jaguar Wright so much, because Jag, unfortunately, she did not do right. She jumped bail. She didn't go to court. She didn't pay her bills bond, insufficient bond. It was a lot of things. Then she got more charges. We didn't do that. Thank God I wasn't stupid. So even though I was medicated and I started to listen, it was a little I resisted. But I thank God enough that I knew to go to the hospital and get treatment. Every time that I knew I would go to the ER, act a fool, and they will shoot me up with medicine and put me in the mental hospital. I've done it multiple times. Act crazy, acting weird. And they said, what is going on? They would have me speak to the social worker, people, and they would shoot me up with medicine. And next thing you know, I'm waking up in a mental institute. That happened a couple of times. And then I worked at one particular job. I called the scheduler. I said, I want to end my life. She hung up the phone. I called Carrollton Police. They show up. They bring me to a hospital. And I talked to my mom, and she didn't understand. She said, get over it. Get your life together. And I said, oh, blah, blah. I was in there crying. And they transferred me to another mental. It was no longer, because a couple of times it was a Grey Nose, but this particular time they took me to a better hospital. I forgot the name of it. It was really nice, right? I was able to get my medicine. I was able to cooperate. I was able to do all these type of things. So everything was well. Everything happened. Everything was great. Everything was beautiful. It was just all around. It was just great. Like everything was good. Met a great doctor there, great team there. And he pretty much told me, echo. He said, sir, you got to take your medicine. I said, okay. He said, because when you don't sleep, you get extremely manic. You hear voices. You got to take your medicine. It helps you with your chemical imbalance. He said, you do good, but you don't take your medicine. You're not going to your appointments. You're not doing right. And that's why you keep coming back to the hospital. Take your meds. If you take your meds, you will live a better life. You will not keep coming back here. You will not keep feeling like you want to end your life. Just take your meds. And so I listened. We found an organization that we took the meds. Still a little resist. It was much, 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 much better. So even though when I get a little bit manic, it is a balance, but the medicine is there. So I haven't been hospitalized in a long time. So the medicine is there. Even when the doses don't work, if I cooperate with the psych doctor, she will help with the doses, and it's much, 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 much better. When I look at Jaguar Wright's situation, she didn't do that. She's in strong denial. She's hard-headed. She don't take her meds, and she's getting more charges, more charges, more charges. When I saw her eat her son's ashes, I said, this is a sign of the early stages of her demise. She's on a dangerous path. And then she went to the police station, another dangerous move. And then finally, because I said, wow, I said, guys, okay, let me just lock you down, because the path that you on, you ain't going to make it. You ain't going to survive. The path that you are on, sis, you ain't going to make it. So she get rearrested, and she's in there for a little bit of time. All that could have been avoided if she would have went to her psych doctor, her therapy, and took her medication. Yes, they can have all the mental treatment in the world, but if you are not doing what they tell you to do, you're going to end right back at square one, and she's back behind bars because she didn't do right. And nobody was telling that woman, take your meds, like they tell Wiley. Take your meds. They never tell Jack to take her meds. She eat her son ashes. She going to the leasing office. She's cussing after the police. You don't see Wiley doing that. No, they didn't encourage that woman to take her meds. They've forgotten about it because the narrative they never told. You have other YouTubers saying, Wiley, take your meds. You ain't said it about Jack. We on our medication. That woman didn't take her meds. She ate her son's ashes. Got arrested again, had to sit in Louisiana until Texas picked her up, and she's still sitting in jail. You understand that? Nowhere in the world. She have been a danger to society, not taking her medication. And these people supposed to be her friends, supposed to be her allies, and they never told that woman the truth to say, sister, take your medication. They didn't care. They only wanted to know about Goomba, her life, celebrities. They sucked the energy out of her, and now she's behind bars with serious charges. It's so serious that this woman not a cooperated. She's mentally incompetent. She telling them folks she want to go to trial. And the judge, because it's a good judge, hold up. They tell her this woman is not mentally capable because she ain't cooperating. So the judge stepped in and he used his discretion to say, hey, we're going to give you a mental psych eval to see if you even fit for trial. Because we're trying to give you in court hearings. You ain't cooperate. It's in the court documents. She can't cooperate because of her behavior. She definitely need help. She's in serious need. You understand me? It's so serious that her own family said, we ain't shocked. When I talked to her niece, we been knew this. Y'all just found out. She been in and out of jail. She don't take her meds. She don't listen. We tried to shield her son from this behavior. He started talking to her on the phone. She got in his head, I want to quit school. My mama said, I don't need no degree. I'm going to live with my mama. And the father was like, okay, son, you grown. They want to do. He tried to shut. He went and live with Jag. And it's been a disaster. Jag get arrested. Brother Sam have to come and rescue his son. His son was crying. I don't know where my mom, she's arrested. I don't know where I'm at. They try to kick me out the motel. I need your help. And he had to come and rescue his son. Rescue his mother-in-law. Because they were following a mentally incapable person. And I told the niece, I said, y'all is, I said, never allow her to take her again. I said, if I find out that y'all allowing her to live with Chad, I will report her to Adult Protective Services because she is not in any mental capacity to take care of her mother. She need help. So I said, if I find out, if she get out and y'all allow her to live with Jag and she got back, I will report it because it's stupid. She's not in no mental capacity to take care of an artistic child and her mother. She ain't in no position to do that. That's too much stress, and mentally she's until she get the help. She can't help mama. She can't help her son. She need help. No, let her stay exactly where she at. And if y'all can't do it, put her in a nursing home. You know what I'm saying? She can't help her mom. She traveling around in the car. She ain't nobody that well. You drive, you ain't got nowhere to go. You just driving around the car going and being. No, she's broke and she's broken and she's a disaster and it's all on YouTube. That's why they affected her in her case. They got all this evidence against her. And if she ain't careful, she might have to be in the hospital for a couple of years. That's how mentally insane she is. And it's sad because it could have been avoided because what she had is treatable, right? It will never probably heal unless God Almighty do it. But if she take her man, she'll be fine. Now, when you take your meds, I get it. It feel like you delivered. I feel like all the time, I don't need the medication no more, right? I don't need it. I'm healed. So I feel like I'm healed. I don't need that no more. So one day I list about 2 doses. Next thing I know, I'm pacing the floor. This is the beginning stage of manic. I'm talking random to people out in the street, just random loud. Hearing voices, ain't sleeping. I said, oh, I'm manic. So I said, let me get back on the medicine because it's tricky because and I told my doctor, I said, well, why do I think that I don't need it? She said it. She said, Mr. Wiley, you think you don't need the medication because it is working. And most of the patients, because they don't really feel manic because they're on the medication, they stop taking it and they go back and they manic because a lot of them, they feel like they don't need it because the medication is working. Oh, really? So that's how, and then she said, you can skip a meal, but you cannot skip a pill. And I try to take that medicine every single day. You know, every day. Take my vitamins, medicine, prep, live my life. Living a healthy life. Now, when it comes to the weight gain, we're working on that. And we're doing a good job. It's much, much better than what it is. She told me 2 years ago, not this particular doctor, said, Wiley, because of the medicine you want, it's going to increase your appetite. I was a skinny dude when I went up in there. So I suggest, do what I tell all my patients, have a workout regimen, eat vegetables and don't eat all the rest of it, or workout regimen. I didn't do that. My appetite did increase, plus the marijuana. Like, I just had to eat. But so that. And then one day she said, you need to cut out the marijuana with this medicine. It's not good. It's increasing your appetite. You need to work out. And so so that's what I have to do. So now I don't have that appetite like I used to, 3, 4, 5. I used to eat about 3 to 4 times a day. And a lot of toxic food. Now I'm down to most days, like 1 meal a day. Sometimes I eat breakfast. If I may forget, like some boiled eggs and about 1 meal a day. Sometimes 2 meals a day. But, you know, my appetite have shifted and I've noticed it. And I said, well, what have I cut out? I was like, oh, it was the weed. I cut the marijuana because at that time I was a heavy weed smoker. I picked that habit up, following friends and whatever the case may be, trying to be all, cool, and bringing guys over, and you don't have how to do, and I was smoking about 3 or 4 blunts a day, and it increased my appetite. And so about 3, 4 blunts a day, about 3, 4 blunts, sometimes 5 blunts a day. And so I had a buddy. And so that's why I said, okay, I cut it out. And ever since I cut it out, I've gotten better. So now I've been in Chicago almost 2 weeks, didn't smoke a blunt, going on 3 weeks. I've actually been on almost a month of no blunt smoking, right? And everything. Like my sister, because it's so legal in Chicago, I went over there to my friend. We were outside. We went to area with friends, and she said, "You want to smoke out here?" I told her, "No, I don't do that anymore. Don't drink, don't smoke, anything." We try to cut out the sodas, so we cut that down, and we do about 1 soda a day. We try to eliminate that, but I know for a sense when I was talking to my doctor, I said I have to wean myself off of it. So we're definitely weaning ourselves in more water intake. So we're doing that as well, more walking as well. So yeah, we get it together. Most people don't understand mental disorder. They think the person is mentally stable because they aren't able to speak in complete sentences. Thank God you feel well. Yes, we feel well. We're doing well. We're doing well. And we're having a good time. That is what it is. So we thank y'all so very much for tuning in to the Wiley Show on this lovely, lovely morning. Thank y'all so very much. This has been a great show. I love all my producers. You have showed us love. God bless you. This is a day that the Lord has made, so let us rejoice and be glad in it. This has surely been a good day. Most people don't understand mental disorder. They think the person is mentally stable because they are able to speak in complete sentences. Yes. And you don't understand that. That's why it's important to educate yourself about mental illness. And I highly suggest you, for bipolar, go and Google this homework. I want to do this really quickly. Google this. Type in YouTube, Jennifer Lewis, Oprah Winfrey interview. Give me a second. I need y'all to type this in your YouTube. Jennifer Lewis, Oprah Winfrey interview. I'm trying to find the HD copy. It's kind of old. They recorded it. Listen to what she say in that interview. Then you will have a clear understanding of being manic. I'm going to say it again. I need you all to go and Google on YouTube, Jennifer Lewis, Oprah Winfrey interview, and listen to what she has to say. Listen. And that will give you a clear understanding what is manic is, what is being manic. I can only speak about bipolar. I can't speak about nobody else's type, whatever. I can speak about bipolar. Go and listen, because she said something in that interview about the nail salon. She said, I was in a nail salon and some told me to destroy that. She knocked over the nail stuff in the salon. That reminded me of the library situation. Then she said she was manic. She saw, oh, this is a beautiful house. I'll take it. Randomly just bought a house. When you're manic, severely manic, you waste and spend money on whatever. You just spend. I've done that. Got multiple apartments in my name. It's easy to use people when they're severely manic. So I did that. It was a coworker, a little quick story. It was a coworker. She was couldn't get an apartment, and I was severe. I didn't know that then. I was severely mad. Oh, no problem. Let's go to this other apartment. I get it in my name, and I got approved. This was before the library situation. This is before that. So I didn't know. I thought I was on top of the world. Oh, fine. I got stuck with 2 apartments, and then manic, and then I shifted on and started cussing out, calling the cops on her. And then we ended it. I said, get out. I cussed out like a dog. And so I was stuck with 2 apartments. She had to leave. She wasn't the person on the lease, right? So they kicked her. They said, ma'am, you ain't on the lease. Well, I paid him all this money. They said, ma'am, you got to leave. Your name is not on the lease. And what is this is trespass. You have to leave. What about my son? I told her, I said, your son can stay, but you got to leave. No, I told her. I was just saying, this is your son. I said, no, this is my godson. So the officer told the lady, she said, do he have custody? He ain't got no blankety blank custody of my blankety blank. This F word ain't got no custody of my son. And that instead he was like, ma'am, calm down. Well, you have to leave, ma'am. Do y'all have a place? You could drop me off at my auntie house. So aunt came on, and I did a lot of other stuff. Like I had reported her to Child Protective Services and stuff like that. They investigated and everything. But her aunt stepped in and gave her proper house, and they shipped her back to Mississippi. Her and her son. She just went back to Mississippi because the reason why we kind of fell out is because I said, your man can't stay here. This is for you and your son. If I find out your man is staying here, you get kicked out. Because she didn't listen, she had her man stand there. And I said, I don't agree with your man staying there. And so I said, he got the lead. I said, why? You can't tell me who to have him. I said, I'm on the lease. He cannot stay here. Because last time he was here, y'all got evicted. He started doing weird stuff. You called the cop. And y'all remember you got evicted? He said, yeah, but it ain't going to happen this while I'm in love. I said, well, he could. If you so in love, why he couldn't get no apartment in his name? All because he got all these evictions. And because he's a felony, he have a felony on his record. He can't get an apartment. I said, well, he can't stay here now with your son and stuff like that because when I took her son to school, he was afraid of him because he was aggressive. I don't know if he said it, but he did say he's scared of the man. I said, did you ever hear? He said he's aggressive. So the young boy was scared. So I said, he can't stay here. And I wasn't in my mental. I was taking the young boy to school and everything. I said, he can't stay. So when I found out I had the key, so the lady reached out to me and she was saying, your sister, because I kept saying that was my sister. And the guy, oh yeah, the little boy was my nephew. She said, and she's Hispanic. We went to the apartment. She said, let me sit you down. I know you're trying to help her, but she about to get you thrown out. She about to get you messed up because she keep cussing out the maintenance people. And she was so loud. And the maintenance people was hurt that she was cussing them out because somehow she had the wrong key. She couldn't get an apartment. Instead of her calling me, she cussed out the maintenance people. You go down there and tell them that your uncle, blah, blah, blah. Cuss that man, belittle that man. The Latino lady pulled me in an apartment and said, is she on drugs? Oh, I'm so sorry. It seemed like she was extremely drunk. And when she was a drinker. And I didn't know that then. I know that now because she was drunk. Because and I told her, I said, you shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because the lady called me from when I was at work. She said, you need to get to this apartment now. I said, now? She said, now. So I leave work at 2 o'clock, go drive that to the apartment. And then that's when it just went off. So I called the cops. We got her removed out of the apartment. I said, you can't be there. So the lady brought her man. She found out my other address because I had 2 apartments. She went to my other apartment. He was banging on the door because I stayed at the other apartment that she had to leave. And so he went to the other one. They was looking for me because her man wanted to just take me out. So he was banging on the door, boom, 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 boom. And I told my roommate that was there. I said, don't answer the door because he was my roommate from Twitter. I just let him move in. We were sleeping together, right? Let me tell you how weird this was, right? So I said, don't answer that door. So he didn't answer the door. He was like, boom, 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 boom. He didn't answer the door. So he left before the cops came on the scene. He did that. And then while they was doing that, all her stuff, her air mattress, her boxes, her children's stuff, I put it outside the door. I got a locksmith that night and they came and changed the locks. I did all of that. And then she came and got her items and everything like that. And he kept threatening my phone and stuff like that. And then I told him, I said, if I get one more threatening message from you, sir, I said, I will call the cops on you. And so he stopped. He just went away. And then once she moved, then she moved back to Mississippi. I no longer have her information. I don't even remember her name. I don't remember anything. I don't remember her name. It's been that long. It's been almost 6 years, almost 5-6 years ago. That's how long it's been. So I don't know where she's at. I don't have her number, but it's been that long. You know what I'm saying? I was extremely manic. I met somebody on Twitter. I liked him. I said, hey, you come live with me. He said, really? So he paid about $250, and it was mainly about sex, and we were sex buddies, right? And so then I shifted on him. This is when I know the bipolar one. It was all good. And then one day I wanted him to take me to the store, and he said, well, you know, I'm playing my Wii game. I'm playing my game system. I said, well, I need to go to the store now. So I'll take you to the store to calm down, dude. I'm gonna take you to the store when I get done playing my game. I said, okay. But I said, no, you ain't gonna do me like that. And then them voices said, you know, he laughing at you. You gonna let him do you like that? So I snatched the internet cord after a while. I snatched the internet cord. He said, what's going on? I said, I don't know what's going on with the internet. I don't know. So can we go to the store right now? Because, you know, the internet is down. And I snatched the internet cord. So he went on. And he said, but did you just snatch the internet cord? Why would you do that? I said, I had to do that. I need to go to the store right now. He was kind of scared of me because I was a big guy. He was, you know. So we get in the car. We go to the store. I'm just grabbing stuff that I don't need, spending money that I don't need, bad stuff that I don't need, bad tissue I didn't already, but I'm just spending money I don't have, right? Because when you're manic, you feel good. You just want to spend money. So spend money and all that type of stuff. And then he started getting afraid of me. He stopped coming to the apartment. So I was cussing out my mom, you know, calling the church. He saw it all. Like, y'all don't know who he existed. One day I may have him on the shirt. I was extremely paranoid. I was calling the church, harassing the church. He heard it all. Posting my uncle pictures on Jack, A for A, Grinder, getting people to call him, calling the cops on my uncle, calling the Adult Protective Services, like all that type of stuff. He stayed it all, writing letters to the IRS, like doing all this type of stuff, and all this cussing out people and getting cussed out by other church members in their family. He got severely scared. He said, "Why you cuss your mama out like that?" and stuff like that. And he just stopped coming. And he said, "I'm scared. Like you always." And he said, why you don't sleep?" And I never sleep. I'm always up, pacing the floor, lights on, music on, TV on. Someday I want the music on. Someday I want the TV on. I'm waking him up, want to have conversation. He never could sleep, never was peaceful. So he never could get an apartment because he had an apartment in Louisiana. So one particular day he was able to get his apartment. You know, he got that clear. He was able to get his apartment. And he said, "Well, while I need 2 days to move." And so the day came, and I wanted him to move because I already replaced him with a new roommate from Craigslist, and they ready to move in. So I said, "You got to go." He said, "I'm gonna go when I wake up." And I said, "Okay." So I started playing the music super, super loud, making noises, singing really loud when he was there. I just got a chair. He was sleeping on the air mattress in the apartment, and I just sat there. And I was just singing really, really loud gospel music. I know the Lord will make a way. And I was singing really, 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 really loud, really, really, really loud. I was flicking on the lights, upside down. And so finally he said, "I'm tired of this. You're crazy." And I was like, "I ain't crazy," but I started cussing him out. "Take your air mattress." So he got his air mattress, he got his stuff, and he just went on. And so went on. Then I had a roommate from Craigslist, just a random stranger, just took a picture of her ID and everything. So she was a security officer, had her moved into the apartment to share his set of the rent. I already got another apartment that about to go. And so I moved out of that one. And it was no brand new. I was on there for a couple of months, didn't even know damage. So the leasing officer said, "We got somebody to lease the apartment. You just pay the difference. We won't put an eviction because you moved out. We won't even waste our time filing the paperwork. We didn't already lease that apartment. You pay that 1 month and pay that." And so we paid that one. We paid the difference, pay that, and then we had another apartment. So he already left, and then that's when the library situation, it was a disaster. I was up all day, papers everywhere, men coming in and out. And she kept saying, "Well, why you got all these men coming?" "I don't know, I'm doing a show." "Well, no, you ain't doing no show. You having sex with these people. Do you know these people?" I said, "No, I don't know these people. They ain't none of your business, B. Who I have in my public. If you don't like it, you can leave, B." I was cussing out like a dog. She said, "Oh, you ain't gonna cuss me out like that." And then she closed the door, whatever the case may be. So I would have there multiple people. And then she would be gone, like, and she would leave, and then she told me, she said, "Wiley, can you please just stop having sex in the living room? Because I'm trying to go to work. Like, I need to walk in. You just got all these random dudes in here." I said, "No, I'm not doing that." So she would have to put a security uniform on, leave while I'm getting it in, like getting it in with the guys, and she would have to leave, open up the door, and she would do this, like, leave it. It was just so strange. Like, I was ruthless, right? And I'll be just getting in, right? And they didn't care. You know what I'm saying? They said, "Oh, it's just," I said, "Don't worry about that. We doing this. You don't worry about the you and me." Blah, 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 blah. And so she would leave the apartment just doing that and everything like that, blah, blah, blah. And so they would leave, and I would get the number and stuff like that. And then, of course, I would go back to Theo in the apartment. And there was one particular guy Theo had. I wanted him. He had a bike. He would ride a bike there. I said, "Oh, I want him." I said, "Oh, he's on Jack." Because I have the Jack app. He's 0.0. That means you in the house. So I reached out to him under another identity, another face. And so he came there. I'm butt naked, came there. We started getting it. To this day, we still friends to this day. I can't say his name because I don't want to put his business out there because we'll cover. We still cool to this day, really tight. But we met under false pretense, and it's like so amazing. And he told me, he said, "I would have came and seen you anyway, and you don't need the catfish." It was just it was just incredible. I didn't know, like, I've always been like horror, but this time my sexual appetite was just woo. It was my hormones was through the roof. So he leave, get another guy, whether you fat, white, it didn't matter. I just need to get it in. And it was like It was so like it was like people was coming in like a revolving door. That person leave, that another person go, another person go, another person go. It was just that revolving. It was just that revolving. It was just that good rotation, that good, because the apartment that I stayed in, I could see the guys coming up. They could see me because there's no blinds or anything, and they could see me and everything like that. And then I'm completely like nude, right? Either you come in or you don't. It's no dark. It's during the daytime. So all of the guys came, right? Then they would tell my cousin, oh, you know your cousin, oh, he does that. So I would do it, and it was incredible. It was incredible in the living room and everything. Now, mind you, I wasn't eating. During that time, I had a six-pack because my body, that was the most fit. I was not eating, malnourished, one drinking of water, but I was just getting it in. Boom, 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 boom. I didn't even wash up. Only thing that I did was I didn't even wash up. No, I didn't even wash. I just put deodorant on, didn't take no showers, just clean it up and just boom, boom, just doing it over and over and over. That's how it was. Didn't know that this is a part of I was a complete top. I wasn't no bottom. Complete top. Complete top. Wasn't nobody there. It's just complete top. Boom, 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 boom. You're like, and I would say different stuff in their ear. It was incredible. You know, it felt good. Like it was like a high, like, you know, it was really good. And so, and then eventually, like it did that. And then boom, that's when the library situation happened. And then I started watching a lot of Ms. Farrakhan videos. All day, Ms. Farrakhan, all his speeches. Then went for Michael X. Then I went to Emmett Till. And then I kept watching Emmett Till documentary over. And then my roommate, the security officer, she said, why do you keep watching Emmett Till documentary? That's not healthy. Like, you don't sleep. Like, you literally, you don't sleep. She said, when do you sleep? I sleep. You don't worry about when I sleep. So I'm up, like, you up all day. Can you turn the music down? Can you turn the TV down? You talking loud. Sometimes I'm talking literally have a whole conversation by myself, really, really loud. And I said, this is my apartment. I can do what I want. You don't worry about it. If you don't like it, you can leave. And then she said, I can't leave because I ain't got nowhere to go. I can't get no apartment. So do all that stuff. So I would turn it on and just jack it back up. And so eventually that's when the library situation, then a day happened on the library situation. And I said, I'm going to run for president of the United States. Had a website, posted on my website, running for president because President Donald Trump was in office. I said, I'm running for president. And so I thought somebody called my number and they hung up because I posted my number. Somebody called privately and then I just called them and I kept calling it. Like I said, I'm part of the Nation of Islam. I'm Elijah Muhammad. Brother Ben X. Let me see if I got these old messages. Do y'all know who Brother Ben X is? Let me know if y'all know who Brother Ben X is. Brother Ben X and us was talking because he was trying to get me to go to the Nation of Islam, to become a Muslim, right? He was going to come pick me up. Everything was good. But I live far from him in Texas. So we were talking. So give me a second if y'all know who Brother Ben X is. Do y'all know who Brother Ben X is? If you don't know, Google Brother Ben X. So he followed me on Twitter. And his thing is, I can go all the way back on April. Wow. Here we go. Let me go back. We go all the way back from, give me a second. We go all the way back from June 27, 2017. Hey, so where do I start? When is the next minute? Tomorrow at 7. I said, okay, check out the Final Call newspaper as well. It goes out every week covering our issues by giving a solution, our teaching in every issue. I said, thank you. Tonight, 7 p.m. I said, thank you, brother. You're going to be able to make it. Not tonight. I'll be at work. I'm off Sunday and Monday. Okay, Sunday at 10. I said, okay. July 2nd, 2017. What's up, brother? Any updates on coming? I said, my roommate can bring it. We are doing a question and answer with a brother at 1 p.m. Can you come to that? I'll come get you if you want. Okay, I would love to. Would you have a way or do you need a ride? I said, I need a ride. What's the address? I told him the address. And he said, and I told him, that's probably far from you. He said, oh, yeah, that's too far. I thought you was on this top. I said, no. Yeah, maybe next week you can check out the Final Call. I said the article, July 6, 2017. I said, let me help you with your radio show network. I need it. I feel you. Do you got space already? I need help reaching out to shows to come to network. Yes, I got the space already. Just need help with the administration. I said, okay, I can help you with that I can reach out to some people about doing a show, how much it costs to do a show, $60 a show every week. I film like the Breakfast Club and stream through my Facebook network. I said, yes. Okay, depending on how many shows they have, if they pay a month in advance, $50 show, I said, I feel you and should do a package for a month, like 150 or something. The lowest I could do is 200 a month because I'll be filming it and making clips before. I will do a show about politics and pop culture. July 7th, 2017. Study group tonight at 7:30. Been next to me. I said, okay. I'm going to be able to make it. I'm at work now. July 18th, 2017. I told him hi. He said, yes. I said, keep up the good work. And he said, praise be to God. I said, yes, sir. I have a car, so I will be able to attend a meeting. I said, great tomorrow. What time, bro? 7. July 19th, 2017. Don't forget tonight at 7. No study group tonight. I said, okay. July 21st, 2017. Brother Ben X said, peace study group tonight at 7:30. I said, okay. July 26th, 2017. Study group tonight at 7. I said, where? Gave me the address, 7 p.m. July 28th, 2017. Brother Manex, study group tonight at 7:30. Same address is still interested. March 13th, 2018. I would love to come to the study group tomorrow. Is it a way you can pick me up? I can take the train to you. I suggest coming on Friday, 7:30. Yes, if time permits. I said, okay, Friday I will come. April 5th. This is when the man, this is about the shift. April 5th, 2018. I sent him this message. I said, I need a lawyer fast. I said the church address, the church name, members is threatening to off me, and I'm afraid to go to work. Please investigate the case. I give him the case number of the order of protection, right? Ben X said, I don't know any lawyers, but I can interview and see if any of my followers are lawyers and can help. Do you have this on film? Any evidence? I said, yeah, at my apartment. I said, call me. What is this video I sent him? Let me see. Oh, yes, I sent him a video of me interviewing Mother Price. I sent him the order of protection information. I sent him my pastor, to my uncle picture. I sent, and this is when April 6, 2018, this is the manic. This is when I sent him this message. I said, quote, I, Marquise Wiley, would beat Donald Trump in 2020. Mind you, you got to be 35 to run for president. And I'm only 27 years old when it's up. Yeah. I'm literally 27 years old. I didn't turn 28 until November 11, 2018. So I'm 27. I'm nowhere near close to run for president at that time. So I sent Brother Ben X this, quote, I, Marquise Wiley, will beat Donald J. Trump in 2020. I, Marquise Wiley, is ready to be your next president of the United States of America. I, Marquise Wiley, is ready to do for the American people. I, Marquise Wiley, is ready to free American people. I, Marquise Wiley, is so tired of Donald J. Trump. I, Marquise Wiley, will not be going against Donald Trump. I, Marquise Wiley, will be going against Donald Trump. The secret to beat the current administration head child of America is to be elected grown man of America. The grown man in America. I, Marquise Wiley, on November 3rd, 2020. I, Marquise Wiley, will be honored to be elected as your new president, Marquise L. Wiley, because I, Marquise L. Wiley, can't go through another 4 years of Donald Trump. Wait a minute. Hashtag Wiley 2020. Hashtag the Poor People Party. The Poor People Party. I said, call me, say yes. No text allowed. I sent him a screenshot of Jack. I said, see, I love them. And then I said, and then I sent another message. Child, this is funny. I haven't seen this message in years. I said, you met them in Little Faircon, Chicago. You gave him a huge Chicago young man that live on 6531 South Justine. I got a case number at church is trying to offer me, call me. They think I'm going to share some information. I said, call me, yes. System the number 46. No text allowed. System my number, no text allowed. I sent that to him about 15 times. That particular day, I believe that happened on the library situation. I remember texting on April 6, 2018, sent about 50 texts. And then on July 25th, 2019, after that, I asked is he started growing, and there was no communication. So clearly, I just went, he stopped talking to me. I lost my man. He didn't even block me. I think he understood. And then when we were in my clothes, I gotta go, y'all. In my clothes, hold on, y'all. In my clothes. So when I went to the hospital, I went to the police, I kept putting the nation. They said, what is your religion? I put the Nation of Islam, information, their address, their phone number, and everything. And then I called the Nation of Islam from the hospital. And it was, I forgot the brother name. He said, brother, he said, is everything okay? I said, yes, sir. I need to talk to somebody. He said, brother, just do right. You know what I'm saying? Call back when you get out and come and get, come to speak to the, come to the study group. I said, yes. I said, I try to come to these people today. He said, brother, don't worry about it. I'm going to pray to Allah that Allah guide you in this and pray to help you. Right. I said, thank you, sir. Thank you so very much. So I told her that I'm part of the nation. I know Minister Farrakhan. I know the Nation of Islam. I'm a faithful member. I put that all in the hospital record. So when you get my hospital record, it's all about the nation. It's about the Minister Farrakhan, about how I love him. He's a great guy. And all of it is in my record. I'm so paranoid. I really thought that I was this faithful member of the Nation of Islam, that I was this faithful member of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. I even told them people that I was one of the close brothers. I got converted to the Nation of Islam because of Malcolm X. Now, mind you, I was born in 1990. Malcolm X wasn't even living when I was born. So I was spending all in there because I was reading all this material and I was getting all this knowledge and I was weird. I checked out of reality. I said, oh yeah, it was Malcolm X. He converted me. I was in New York. He converted me into the nation. I was like, it's all in the hospital records. And pretty much the doctor said, severe paranoia, severe psychosis. He's not thinking clearly. I believe one doctor said he have tapped out of society. Somebody word. He have literally tapped out of society. So clearly I was not in my right mind. So I used to say he was my play daddy until I researched it. And then I said, I just keep hearing that. Well, you blessed. You could have been harmed, but you were blessed. I was blessed. So I put that all in there. Just a little sad story. Thank y'all so very much. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, I go on and on and on talk about the story, but I never shared that piece because I forgot about it. But when it was reminded about that, and I forgot all about that. But yes, sir. But yes, ma'am. So that's what I was going through. I said, I ain't gonna lie. I used to say he was my, yeah. So I used to say that a lot. I used to sound like that. He said, why do you sound? I used to mimic my voice like about Miss Farrakhan. And that to this day, because I have to go, I have somewhere to go. To this day, I still wear bow ties. Because to this day, I still love the Nation of Islam. I still love it. To this day, I love the teaching. Anything the minister does, like say on there, I still do that as well. I love it. I even call myself praying, getting down, praying like this. So all that I really just love. I'm just fascinated with the Nation of Islam. Jonathan would say, you need to stop watching that. He don't like LGBT people. I said, you don't speak about the minister like that. Don't speak ill words to me. Stop talking to me. So he already knew I had to play Minister Farrakhan. Like I've been watching forever. And I can't just stop watching. I still to this day watch Minister Farrakhan. Every time I watch Minister Farrakhan, I can't stop watching him. I love the minister. Like his old video, I love the minister. I just love the Nation of Islam. I love it. 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 And you cannot speak ill will to the nation because they help me, in a sense, right? They come in the neighborhood. People don't understand the connection with me and the nation. Like my family, my uncle joined the Nation of Islam. He was connected into the nation. So we have some family ties to the nation. My uncle, my cousins, they went to the Muslim school on the south side, went over there. He's connected to. So I had a connection with the thing. I wanted to join the nation. But my uncle told me not to join. He said, you cannot join the Nation of Islam. I said, sir, why I can't join? I really love what they're doing for black people. No. My uncle told me, he said, Minister Farrakhan, he on his way to hell. He served an idol God. You got to serve the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You ain't going there. I said, why I can't go there, sir? Sir, why I can't go there? I want to go see the Minister Farrakhan. I want to join the Minister Farrakhan. I start dressing like the Minister Farrakhan. And my uncle didn't like that I was talking points in the minister. I would bring it up in Sunday school. I would question scripture in the Bible. I said, I was questioning that. I would bring my hand up. I said, why didn't Jesus address like slavery? About was Jesus a black man? Is Jesus part of the original like all the stuff I was learning from the nation? I would bring it back to the church. I was like, Pastor, I don't think we should eat that pork. So at one point I stopped eating pork. And he said, what? He said, you trying to be? I started dressing like Minister Farrakhan. I started listening. He said, "You following me, and you always bringing up Minister Farrakhan. You don't never hardly bring up what I teach." And so like, I said, I understand that. I will always bring up Minister Farrakhan. I will dress like the minister. Well, and to this day, I don't wear ties. I will wear a bow tie. Like, I will not wear ties. I would just put on the bow tie. Like it where it goes. Like I love being passed. I would get the final call. I would read the final call. And to this day, I still read the final call to this day. I just love the nation. I don't know why. I just don't know why. I really, really don't know why. It fascinates me about the nation. It really does fascinate me about the nation. I don't know. It really does. It really, 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 it just, I don't know, y'all. I'm just a fan. I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a fan of the nation. I really, really don't know why I'm such a fan of the nation. I can't tell you why. I'm just am. I can't tell you why, but I'm just a fan of the nation. You know what I'm saying? I can't even tell you why. Why is I'm such a fan of the nation? But I am. I really, really am. When it comes to that, I am a fan. I can't tell you why. I can't tell you why it go. I just am a fan of the nation. It is what it is. What it is. I'm just a fan of the Nation of Islam. I can't tell you why, but I'm just a fan of the nation. People always say, "Why are you a fan of the nation?" I'm just a fan of the Nation of Islam. It is a way to keep being a fan. I can't stop being. I can't turn it off. Like I still to this day, I watch Mr. I just watched his birthday celebration, and I will go. I'm just fascinated with it every day. I can hear the Nate. I will play his teaching, and I will go to sleep to it. I will watch Malcolm X. I started with Malcolm X, and that's what made me so fascinated. Because one day I was in high school, I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, as it told to Alex Haley. Right, I read that, and I was just been fascinated. And the nation was there. They were in my neighborhood. Minister Farrakhan was in my neighborhood. They would talk to us. Like they were always in my neighborhood, Inglewood. So I've always been fascinated with the Nation of Islam. I've never visited, but I've always been fascinated. I would watch so much of his teaching, and I was just always fascinated with it. Right? It is what it is. He just turned 90 years old, and I just been fascinated with it. I just can't stop being fascinated with it. I will watch. I have to watch on Sundays. I have to watch when they do their national when they do the national thing, the national convention. I have to watch that as well. I have to watch all of that. I just you know what I'm saying? I just have to do it, man. I just love it. I can't tell you why. I don't know why I love it. It's just always, and I can't turn it off. You know what I'm saying? I love it. Okay. He looks good for his age. So I just love the minister. I like one of the minister. Oh my gosh, what is his name? He out of Indiana. What is his name? What is that minister name? Brother Man X. I became a fan of him because he was young and all that. But give me a second. I'm trying to find out minister. What is his name? He's a young minister. Minister. I can't think of his name. Gosh. He did an interview on Vlad. Let me see if I can find Nuri Muhammad. Minister Nuri Muhammad. I'm a fan of him. I love Brother Nuri Muhammad. Like, I just became a fan. I've read How to Eat to Live. I got other books that I'm reading about in the nation. I just fascinated. Brother Rizla, Brother Rizza, I wish for him. We had Minister Jesse Muhammad. He's no longer go back Jesse Muhammad. He go by something else, but he was on my radio show. So I've always been connected to the nation. I've always been connected to. I'm not a registered member. I don't want people to think I'm a registered member, so y'all can call and like how y'all do, like y'all did when I was a True Church member, call them. I'm not a registered member. I'm not a member of True Church Homeless. I'm not there. So y'all can stop reaching out to the church telling them all that, because I'm not a member there, nor I'm a registered member with the Nation of Islam, right? So don't even waste your emails or your phone calls. Be wasting your time. I'm not a member of True Church, nor I'm a member of that way. All right. Thank y'all so very much, because my niece's number is up. They're going to be back on all that noise. I will talk to y'all soon. God bless you. Little black boy, you beautiful. Little black girl, you're enough. If you want to donate to the show, $sign Marquise Wiley 28. We'll be back tonight. God bless you and thank you. Peace be upon them. Assalamu alaikum. God bless you. Peace be upon him. All right. Thank you. Bye, y'all.